3 pieces of weird hippo history. Hippo history number 1. Cocaine hippos. Last year we had the misfortune of Cocaine Bear premiering in theaters all around the globe. Some liked the movie, but I'd argue it was a missed opportunity to feature cocaine hippos instead. You see, in the 1970s, notorious snowman Pablo Escobar acquired 4 common hippopotamuses for his private zoo in Colombia. When the man was revoked of his life privileges by authorities in 1993, the small bloat, the term for a group of hippos, was deemed too difficult to seize and move, and were left on the unattended estate. Like a bunch of new adults at a party, these hippos had a lot of sex, and by 2019, an estimated 100 hippos roamed free in Colombia. This is, of course, somewhat of an issue, seeing as in their native Africa, hippos kill an estimated 500 people per year, and so can be quite dangerous. The introduced hippos also have the potential to disrupt the local ecosystems, as their enormous appetites could displace native herbivores. The Colombian government has proposed various forms of population control, including sterilizing the hippos, deporting the hippos to India and Mexico, and even culling the hippos. Though there have been resistance to some of these ideas, especially with the latter, most notably in 2021 when a U.S. federal court ruled that hippos are legally people, despite the U.S. federal court system having no actual legal jurisdiction in Colombia. Hippo history number 2. William Johnson hippopotamus. Meet William Johnson hippopotamus, also known as Billy by those who are less fun at parties. W.J. Hippo, as I will refer to him henceforth, was a pygmy hippopotamus given to U.S. President Calvin Coolidge as a gift in 1927. Before anyone asks, yes, there are pygmy hippopotamuses. They're smaller than their common relatives, more solitary, and are found in the jungles of West Africa. W.J. Hippo was given to President Coolidge not by a foreign dignitary, but by Harvey S. Firestone, the founder of the Firestone Tire and Rubber Company. The hippo had been captured in Liberia while on one of Firestone's plantations. Now, despite technically being a presidential pet, since the White House doesn't very much replicate the jungles of West Africa, if anything, it more replicates the cesspools of hell, W.J. Hippo spent most of his life at the National Zoo in Washington, D.C., where he is said to have attracted great crowds due to his antics. The New York Times once described him as being, quote, frisky as a dog. He was also a very busy fella, if you know what I mean. Respect. As he and his various mates produced 23 calves, and his genes can still be found in almost every pygmy hippo in American zoos today. Sadly, W.J. Hippo passed in 1955, but his legacy as being the first and only presidential hippo lives on. Hippo history number 3. The American Hippo Bill. In the early 20th century, the United States of America was facing 2 major problems. Well, it was actually facing way more than that, but we only care about 2 of them. The country was experiencing a meat shortage, and invasive water hyacinths from South America were clogging the waterways of the Southeast. Enter Louisiana Congressman Robert F. Broussard with one of the dumbest proposed stones to kill 2 birds you'll ever hear. In 1910, he introduced the so-called American Hippo Bill, officially House Resolution 23261, to Congress. In it, he proposed $250,000 of federal funds should be allocated to importing common hippopotamuses from Africa and releasing them into the bayous of Louisiana, where they could be ranched for their meat and would rid the state of the water hyacinths. Now, despite receiving support from both the New York Times, which hailed hippo meat as lake cow bacon, and even former President Theodore Roosevelt, the American Hippo Bill was surprisingly never passed. Now, as much as I'm sure you'd love to live in a world where Louisiana is home to 2 of the deadliest mammals on Earth, hippos and white people, it's probably for the best the bill was never passed, especially seeing as hippopotamuses have been shown to generally avoid eating water hyacinths, which are also invasive in Africa, meaning Broussard's plan held even less water hyacinths than you'd initially think. Anyway, there's your 3 pieces of weird hippo history. If you enjoyed the video, then please consider subscribing and liking. If you didn't enjoy the video, then also please consider subscribing and liking, or I will be forced to feed you to the goddamn hippos. Anyway, have a good day. Bye.